Good morning, Vincent.
Good morning, Michael. How are you?
Yes, I'm well, thank you. Yes. Look, I'm sorry for the last two sessions have been a bit disruptive, and I've gone over my notes, and
Yes.
you've expressed some frustrations. I saw my therapist yesterday, and in our last session.
Did that work out okay?
Yeah, look, it's always, all these sessions that they just, I always come away, yes, and I'm really sorry that we got interrupted with my mother calling the last time we spoke.
Oh,
It was,
yeah. Yes, I remember. Yeah. Yes, and did that all work out all right, or like?
Well,
did it work okay?
well, this is the thing, she said it was really urgent, and so I had to take the call, and and it was like, well, what's so urgent, and and it turned out, basically, she said she had a dream about me, and
Oh God.
yeah, and she said, she said she was feeling anxious, and I said, well, look, Mum, look, I appreciate that, and but I've just had to get off the phone with someone who's also feeling anxious, and this is so I've basically blocked her on WhatsApp and
You blocked her.
well, yeah,
That's a bit drastic.
just for a while. It's not a permanent block. I placed a temporary block just to
Right.
just to sort of make sure that we're not interrupted, and other conversations I have are not interrupted.
Right.
But listen, let's not dwell on that. Let's move forward. So just preliminaries. Thank you for sending through the photo with the newspaper. Yes, I can make out the date.
Yes.
I can see it's today. I can see that you're prone. Thank you very much. That's great.
Yes.
Harm.
Yes, it took me ages to do that. It took me ages. I had to get special lighting. I had to sort of move stuff around. It took ages.
Yes, well, you've done it once now, and so it should be easy going forward. That's great. And then in terms of harm and self-harm, we're all good on that front. Just to kind of dispense with the preliminaries. All good. No.
Yeah, no, all good. Yeah, no, nothing going on there. Just all, just normal. Yeah.
Good. Just regular sort of accidents and things like that. Walking into doors.
Yes. No, yeah, I've been very careful. I've actually I'm wearing better fitting shoes. I found that, I think the last time, because I felt like I was pushed, but I think I had these weird shoes on. They're quite fashionable, but they've got very big heels, big platform heels, and I think it sort of propelled me forward.
Yes.
So it was just some sort of weird sort of gravity thing. But yeah, it did feel like someone had pushed me. I felt this sort of presence behind me, but I think it was just my shoes.
So is it just the heel? So I can't remember from I don't know if you were wearing those shoes when we met. How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
You're 6 foot, but you wear heels too, and how tall are you with the heels?
Well, I'll go to 6'2".
So they're 2-inch heels. Goodness, and you wear these around the house.
Yes. Well, they're kind of trendy.
I see. All right. Well, listen. Maybe it's something we'll come back to.
Is that strange or?
Look. One man's trash is another man's treasure. You know what they say. So look, it's and who am I to judge after all? But listen, why don't we be? We've sort of, it feels like we've sort of meandered, and you made the point last week last time when we spoke. It wasn't last week. We've again missed our weekly schedule, which we need to really get on top of. But why don't we just get back into a rhythm, as we like to call it. The rhythm method, and we will because you're Catholic as well, so maybe I shouldn't use that term. So Vincent, what do you have to bring to the session today?
Well, I was kind of... I was thinking about some of the things that I've been upset about, and that made me feel anxious. And what I realised was that I sort of am around a lot of people that are bossy. And I just sort of find that kind of bossiness a bit stifling. So, and you know, the thing that sort of got me thinking about that was I thought back to one of our early sessions. Remember the one where you said, have coffee, meditate. But I just remember you saying...
No, I said don't have coffee.
Yes, you said it like that. It's the way you said it. See, you said it. Can you say that again?
I said don't have coffee.
No, you said it differently. You went, don't have coffee. And it was the way you said it that made me think about this sort of idea, this sort of people that are so bossy. It's just the way, it's that the people sort of say things and they say it in a aggressive way, and it makes me feel uncomfortable. Because I am generally I'm softly spoken. So when people sort of talk in the affirmative, which is that kind of bossy tone, I kind of shut down, which isn't good because all Italians speak like that, and so do the Chinese. When you go to a Chinese restaurant and you order and you sort of, faffing around trying to work out, they sort of say things like, they sort of, they sort of do stuff that is bossy. But I don't think they're being bossy, but it is bossy. Does that make sense?
Well, it does on a certain level, and it just depends on if we, what level we want to go down to. So you just to parse some of the language that you're using, for example, sort of you associate, and I'm just going to throw it out there, if I may, like you associate, affirmative with bossy,
Well, that's the feeling I get from affirmative.
So if you ask me a question and I say, and I respond with a simple yes, which is affirmative, then
yes, but it's the way you say yes. So you can say yes, or you can say yes, or you can say yeah. But you might go yes.
Right, I see what you're getting at. So
I get a lot of that from my partner. I'll ask her simple questions and she goes, yes. I'm like, really? Like, I'm just asking, yes. It's like...
And do you... Right, I see. So it's sort of... okay, so it's not the response itself, it's the intonation and the timing, obviously well, it sounds like it's the speed of the response from what you're saying, because the immediacy, the volume, the intensity, I'm guessing. Yes.
Intensity. And it's a lot of things all at once.
All piled into, and then it's, if I may.
That was nice. That was polite.
May I?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
and some of these, if I could call them outbursts on the part of your partner, accompanied with an occasional, shove in the direction of a door.
Well, see. That is the question, isn't it? Because I feel like...
Well, it is the question because I've just asked it.
Well, see, now that was bossy then. See, I find that bossy. I was just sort of pondering and you suddenly pounced. You pounced on the ponder.
You pounced. I see. So now we have what us psychoanalysts, and I will come back to why it was called the analytical school. Is what we would refer to as the Freudian slip. You see, because you just said I pounced. You see, whereas what
pounced.
I know what you meant. Obviously, I know what you meant because you quickly corrected yourself, but you said pounced. And if I may quickly just come back to the earlier discussion we had about the Greek boys.
What Greek boys? What Greek boys? The wrestling.
Well, no, not just wrestling, but wrestling naked.
Yes.
Yeah, as you do, which is these are just your words. I'm not, I'm not even paraphrasing. I'm quoting directly. Yeah. And then, of course, the earlier discussion again with the masculine and the feminine and where you were in the family and tracing all that back. And I think
Yes.
And then also you. In all our discussions and look and Vincent, to be honest, and I say this with the greatest respect, I think you've a lot of our discussions so far you've been sort of avoidant and somewhat obfuscatory.
What?
Even you've been
What?
avoidant and somewhat obfuscatory because you wanted to focus on very specific things and you wanted to put things to the side. You wanted to talk about this, and it feels to me like there are certain things you just want to brush under the carpet, so to speak. And then you say, well, we keep going around, and what about this, and what about this, and I just feel that you want it's almost like you feel like you have the answer, but actually what you're avoiding is the real question, and I keep trying to probe, and it just feels to me like you keep resisting. So if we're going to engage in this therapeutic relationship, which is what I feel we're having a relationship, or we're at the start of a relationship anyway. This is what you would call the honeymoon period.
Yes, with a lot of probing.
There's quite a lot of probing going on, exactly.
Yeah. Yes, I remember my honeymoon. There was a lot of probing.
Yes, and so I think and again I went over my notes, and you were very frustrated because you sort of there was a little bit. It was almost like. It was a little bit like you were, throwing toys out of the pram. It was like, well, what's all this stuff about the cans and the wrestling and things.
Yes.
But this is all part of the the journey, and it just seems like you're just very focused on the destination, and I just feel that's I'd like to say misguided, but I won't.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I feel like I have had a revelation in this session, because finally it seems clear to me what is going on. And I think I kind of understand what is the process, and I am willing to give myself over to it, because you have sort of in a roundabout way sort of shown me that it's this sort of you go here, you go there, you go here, you go there. It's sort of, there's nothing sort of settled, there's nothing sort of like in place really.
You have a bit of a poke around and see what you like, see what you don't. It's that sort of thing. It's to bring it back
and
to
you
that.
sort of find a bit that you like and you stay there, and then you move on. You move to another place. You prod.
To bring it back to the honeymoon analogy, exactly. You don't necessarily settle on the one position where you stay for the rest of your marriage. It's that sort of thing.
Well, that's probably something we should talk about down the track, because me and my partner have settled in on one position that we kind of enjoy. Well,
it sounds like it's a position of some hostility, and that's definitely something we need to explore. But listen, Vincent, it looks like I I think our time is up, and so we'll need to wrap up here. So
Yes. Thank you, Michael. I feel like a load has been lifted. I feel like I've let go of a load, and I feel really good. I'm looking forward to the next time. And this is the first time I've felt like this.
Oh, thank you, Vincent. That really means a lot.
Okay, so
well, I'll speak.
Yes, we'll speak next time. The only other thing I wanted to mention was just, are you I'm not paying for any of this, am I?
Well, I haven't unless you've transferred funds. I don't believe that to be. I certainly haven't seen anything, and so no, no.
No, it's good.
No,
good.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. That was really lovely. I feel I'm going to go have a cigarette actually. Oh, it feels great.
Well, take care, Vincent. I'll speak to you next week, hopefully, if we can manage that.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care.